Slider here. Today I'm going to do the rebuild on my Traxxas 3.3 racing engine. Got it all cleaned up, she's all nicely polished. All my parts came in, my new carburetor, the cap for my head to protect it came in, and I'm going to put it back together and see how well it looks. And thank you for watching. Alright. So I have everything laid out here. I have all my screws already set up. There's not a whole lot of difference in my screws, so I don't need to do any kind of measuring to find out the lengths to make sure that I have the right screws for the right areas. First off, as you can see, I mentioned before in the first one where the spur gear had chewed through the intake. That's the second one that I've had on this truck. So, gotta try and fix that, remedy that in some way. Hopefully. We'll see. If not, they're rather inexpensive and it didn't hurt the motor, so got a new one. Yay, that's awesome. Happy about that. Also, aesthetically, these things meant to protect the head. It did its job. They're rather inexpensive, so went ahead and got a new one. Actually comes with its own screws. There you go. So that's nice. You can just pitch that. And the new beautiful carburetor. All excited about that one. Got a new ring on it. Even comes with its own, oops, there goes the head gasket. Replacement screw. This is the tensioner screw that actually clamps down on the carburetor and keeps it in place. It comes with a new one of those. I'm not going to use the new one since this one, there's nothing wrong with it. And I'll have a spare on hand. So I guess let's just go ahead and get started on putting this thing back together. I'm going to start by putting the back plate on. As you can see, I've re-oiled it. Put all new after run oil in it. Trying to keep it all nice and clean. I've cleaned all the parts up, taken out as much of the grit and grime as I could without really hurting the system too much by removing the oil. You can see there's still oil on it left. Now, key to this, you can see where the bottom of the connecting rod hooks up to this. There's a little wear mark right underneath here that shows where that sits on the connecting rod. The very bottom right there. So all you have to do is just line that portion up with the connecting rod. But this back plate is special. I will probably see it more often in other motors that I tear down. This is the first one that I've seen it in. It's got two notches taken out of the top. But those go to the top, so what you have to do, I find is easiest, put your piston at bottom dead center. That puts your connecting rod all the way down at the bottom. Make sure your little notch is at the bottom. Bottom dead center. Bottom dead. Just slides right on in, just like that. So I got my back plate on there. As you can see, the seal's still sitting out. Got my screws all measured out. Got a little bit of Loctite. Loctite. I'm just going to slide them in, like so. I'm going to do these proportionately from each side. I'm going to just take these and I'm just going to torque them down, get them in there. And as they begin to torque down, that seal should begin to pop in there. Hopefully. I'm going to make sure that the... See, now I'm not doing it right. Always make sure your plate is locked in the piston. You can feel it spin. I feel it spinning now. It's locked in, and as you can see, once it's locked in, the seal just pops right in there. So now all you do is you torque it down. And as you're torquing it, the two will come together. Your Loctite will seal up nice. One last torque check. James Bond. Okay, and as I can feel it spinning, as I turn it, I can feel the back plate spinning. So that means it's hooked up to the piston. We're good to go. Where to next? How about the head? Now if you remember, I was talking about the button. There's the button. As I was cleaning it, a little brass ring. That's your head gasket. That came off when I was cleaning it, and now it's got hair all over it. Go me! But that's the little brass ring, and that's your head gasket. And it just fits nicely right around the button. The button. No, I don't have my head bolted anymore. And this just goes right over top of this. Okay, it's easier to do it this way. Keep in mind that when you mount the motor in the truck, you have to be able to access those screw holes while it's in the truck. The only really way to do so is through the head. So you have to make sure that your holes, you have the smaller ones lined up where they be. The block, as you can see, is pretty much laid out, so it's kind of hard not to put the head on wrong. It looks like it's wrong there, so I'm going to spin it. Oh no, they say, he just did that right on top of that head gasket. And now, it's not backwards anymore. All the fins line up the way they should. All my access points to getting down underneath will line up as they should as well. Now, I'm going to take my head gasket bolts, or my head bolts, and do this here. Do it in the middle. That's what she said. Overdone jokes. That fits nice and snug. I'm just going to go right on down in there. Doop. I'm not going to tighten it down all the way. I'm just going to put the bolts in for right now. Just to make sure the head doesn't move around too much. Because again, if you notice, it's in a 5-star, it's in a star pattern, 5 lug. Think you're at your car, you're going to do it in a crosshatch pattern. Okay, now, as I said before, think of it as just a simple star pattern. You take it and you start torquing them down. 1 across, 2 over, 3 across. Either one doesn't really matter. 4 over 5. And that should get you a pretty even distribution over top of it. Looks good, feels tight. A seal in your combustion chamber should now be perfect for the degree of what you need it to be done. Okay, that's the head on. Looks pretty good. Really solid. All the head bolts look good. They all have Loctite on them. Yes, if you're saying, hey, you're supposed to have cleaned that. I thought you said you were going to clean it. Well, I did clean it. I cleaned it as best as I could. These things do get dirty, and they tend to retain a lot of that dirt. You know what? It's going to get dirty again. But as you can hear, that's a good sound. That's that piston moving up and down with all that after-run oil in there. Next, I'll put this on. I'm working on the head anyways, I might as well put this on. Yay, he says. And since it comes with its own little screws already pre-packaged, I will not open the package, since that keeps my screws nice and neat. Cute little bag, 5 little screws. Gonna hold on to those. You never know. Simple head, simple deal. And remember how this was in the truck. I'm gonna do it like this. because as you can see, there's a little notch. Where is it? Where's the little notch? There's the little notch. When you have your easy start system, the glow plug wire actually tucks up underneath there so it's out of the way. And remembering how that was on the truck is beneficial to how it goes in. See, there's a little bit of a notch right there where it just tucks right up underneath. So I got that on. Looks all nice, all pretty and shiny. That's the new head cap on. Ready to take another rollover. Right. That looks really good. I like that. Like a clean truck. Clean look. You know, since it's sitting here staring at me, I'll go ahead and put the clutch bell back on. Now this is nice. It's got the holes in it to allow the dust to come out. And there's the bearing. That was caked. Just caked in dust from the shoes. So, just going to take it and just put it right over top of the crank. Nice, smooth operation. Right. Fun. There's a washer. Goes over the end. And this fun little cap. There's a little groove. There's a little bit of a groove in that crankshaft right there. That's where the clip goes. Simple as that. And just gently squeeze. Laugh at the funny man. And do that. And just come in here and voila. Clip is on. Clutch bell is not coming off. That's a free spinning clutch. That's beautiful. Next, we're going to move on to the exhaust. Look how shiny. Ooh. Dremels are awesome. Now, I know that my motor, when it sits in the truck, it doesn't sit straight. It sits at an angle. Or to you, I guess it would be that way. Yeah. It'll sit at an angle. So, yeah, it would be right. So, knowing that it angled like that, I need it to be like that. Because this sits flush with the truck. And this sits at an angle. So, those are the two holes there. That one and that one that I have to work with. Easy enough. The stainless screws. Remember last time, that was the fun one. Still is, just as much fun. Nice and snug on there. Now we'll go ahead and open up the carburetor. Brand new, beautiful carburetor. Hope you're all excited about it as I am. I am thrilled. Did I really need to get a new carburetor? Probably not. It was in decent shape. It just had those it just had the marks on it. And again, there we go. I have a spare seal now too. That's the front of the carburetor. It sits on the motor just like this. Just gonna take it and just slide it right in. Pop. Just like so. Now, you're gonna want to make sure that it's straight. It looks straight to you. Looks pretty good to me. Now that that's on there, I can go ahead and tighten down this bolt again. There we go. And that carburetor isn't coming off of there. Looks nice, doesn't it? Motor is really starting to come together. Nice and clean. So I have the easy start system just left to put on. Simple reminder, If you have already taken and seen your vehicle, you know how it's supposed to be set up with the easy start motor up there just like that. Those 3 screws line up nicely. That last one on there, got the Loctite on it. Lastly, just for looks, aesthetic purposes, finish out the video properly. Beautiful. Okay, now comes screwed in. As you can see, it comes pre-oiled. You can see the oil there. 2-stage air filter. First stage, second stage. As you can see, there's no cuts, abrasions whatsoever on there. If I mount it hard, get it mounted on there, and that's the finished product. Yes, I know I didn't put the glow plug in, but flip it. It's a mean racing machine. Love this motor. Awesome motor. And through the magic of TV, I am able to suddenly have a wrench in my hand. How awesome is that? Now I can put in my glow plug. Seal this thing up completely. Turn it to the side a little bit. Do not force the glow plug. If it doesn't feel like it's threaded properly, back it out completely and try again. You cross thread it, you will have issues. Ladies and gentlemen, the Traxxas 3.3 racing engine out of my Slayer Pro 4x4. Completely torn down, cleaned up, parts replaced that needed replaced, and rebuilt. And that's that. And that's it. That's all there is to it. Doesn't get that much easier. The engine went together really well. It's nice and smooth. And I can't wait to get it back in the truck. I'm going to put the truck back together. And I'm excited to see my second full season on the truck, I guess. Third full season. Whatever it is. But I'm excited about it this year. I'm a little bit more knowledgeable on my engine. So I'm really excited. I can't wait to get some more videos shot of the Slayer. And hopefully expand this wonderful hobby. Alright. Thanks again. And wherever down here, I think it's down here. So go ahead and subscribe. And you can keep updated on the videos with this engine and a few other stuff that I'm planning. I have a custom rig that I'm looking to do. So we'll see. Alright, thanks again.